Hey there, fellow low-end PC warriors. Welcome back to the channel, where we test out games on what I like to call a potato-powered setup. Today, we're diving into Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts to see if it can run on my trusty i3 laptop without a dedicated graphics card. Yep, we're talking about squeezing out every single FPS, because why upgrade when you can play games on low settings and still call yourself a gamer? Stick around to find out how this game holds up when you've got a machine that's one step away from running on Steam power. Alright, let's lock and load, shall we? So, let's start with the settings and performance. I set the game to 720p resolution, and with a lot of optimism and perhaps a little bit of prayer, I managed to squeeze out around 25 to 30 FPS. Not too shabby, right? For a low-end PC, that's basically smooth gameplay. But here's where things get a little weird. The lowest graphics setting is medium. Yep, you heard that right. Low is just not in the vocabulary of Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts. It's like they've forgotten about us humble, potato PC folks. And I'm sitting here like, come on, game, throw me a bone here. But no, it's like the game is saying, we're gonna make it look good, but you'll pay the price in FPS. And trust me, we're paying with every single frame, like a slow-motion slideshow of my life decisions. Now, let's talk about the real kicker. The game does look surprisingly great on medium settings. And I mean surprisingly. The kind of surprise where you're half wondering if they've hidden the low settings somewhere like it's an Easter egg or treasure hunt. I was almost tempted to go into the game files and see if I could unlock some secret, extra low, potato mode graphics option that would give us that sweet boost in FPS. And here's the thing. If they just let us drop those settings a notch lower, I'm pretty sure we'd see a jump in performance without the game looking like a blurry mess. I mean, we've all seen games on the lowest settings where everything looks like it's made of clay or where bushes turn into cardboard cutouts. But honestly, I'd take cardboard bushes if it meant getting a stable 40 FPS. And the game would still look decent. After all, we're here to snipe and sneak, not admire every individual leaf on a tree, right? But credit where it's due. They've worked some kind of magic with the optimization. Even on my low-end rig, the game runs pretty well. It doesn't feel like I'm controlling a character who's wading through molasses. The controls are snappy, responsive, and you really feel like you're in control of the action. That's a big win in my book. You know a game's optimized well when it looks incredible even while my laptop's fans are working harder than my willpower to keep playing after midnight. And let's not forget the sound design. My PC fans might be trying to take off like a jet engine, but the game still manages to deliver those satisfying sniping sounds that make you feel like a professional marksman. Or at least, one that's stuck in the medium settings zone. The blend of visuals and audio really makes you forget that your FPS is doing the cha-cha slide between 25 and 30. It's almost like the game is saying, hey, ignore the performance dips and enjoy the view. And I'm like, I would, if the view didn't stutter every few seconds. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag. On one hand, I'm genuinely impressed with how good the game looks on a medium setting on my low-end laptop. On the other hand, I'm still holding out hope that one day, they'll bless us with a low or very low setting. Maybe even a come on, I'm desperate mode. Who knows? One can dream, right? Alright, let's dive into the gameplay because there's quite a lot to unpack here, like unwrapping a gift that's both exciting and slightly disappointing. So, Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts definitely knows how to keep you on your toes. Each mission gives you a buffet of choices on how to tackle it. Want to go in all stealthy, crouching in the shadows like some kind of deadly ninja? Be my guest. Prefer to forget all that and just go full Rambo with a sniper rifle, blasting away like you're auditioning for the next big action blockbuster? Well, you can do that too, though I should warn you. If your aiming skills are anything like mine, this might end up looking less like Sniper Elite and more like, oops, I shot a tree again. Now, let's talk about the real stars of the show, the sniper rifles. They're sleek, they're powerful, and there's a decent selection to choose from. But here's the thing. They don't see much action unless you decide to go full chaos mode and turn every stealth mission into a fireworks show. I mean, you can do it, but don't be surprised when the enemy AI decides to invite the entire map to your little party. Then there's the pistols. Oh boy, the pistols. I'm not exactly sure why they exist in this game. I mean, out of the handful you get, only 2 or 3 come with silencers. So unless you're feeling particularly lucky or have a death wish, they're basically just noisemakers in a stealth-focused game. It's like bringing a kazoo to a classical music concert. But where the game truly shines is in the mission design. Each mission has its own unique scenario that forces you to think on your feet. You've got to adapt, plan, and sometimes even improvise when things go south, because they will go south. Trust me, I know. I've had more plans fall apart in this game than in my actual life. What I love is that you can fast travel between different points, and each instance within the mission is isolated. So if you mess up in one area, the other guards don't magically gain psychic knowledge of your failure. It's like the game understands that sometimes you just need a little forgiveness for your mistakes. There are also unique bounty targets and collectibles that add a nice layer of lore to the game. I gotta say, I enjoyed hunting down those little nuggets of story. It adds a bit of spice, like adding some hot sauce to an otherwise bland meal. Gives you a reason to explore beyond just sniping everyone in sight. But now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the bugs. And no, I'm not talking about the kind you squash under your boot. I'm talking about those pesky little gremlins that make you question not just your life choices, but the developers as well. As a game dev myself, I spotted at least 10 bugs that had me scratching my head. And there's this one bug after the last mission. No spoilers, but I swear, once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's like spotting a clown at a funeral. Take this, for instance. I body slammed a guard while piloting a drone. Don't ask why, it seemed like a good idea at the time. Next thing I know, the guard drops dead, and my drone gets tackled to the ground. Yep, apparently drones have become sentient and developed the ability to flop over in surprise. Then there's the hack turrets. You'd think they'd be on your side, right? No, they'll spot you, judge you silently, and then just refuse to shoot. I mean, what's going on there? Are they unionized or something? And don't even get me started on the sniping turret gadget. This thing is supposed to give you an edge in each mission, right? Well, sometimes it just doesn't feel like shooting at the target, even if it's right in front of it. It's like, nah, I'm good. I think I'll take a break. And I'm over here, screaming at my screen, you had one job. Oh, and how about those vehicles? Apparently, they only explode if you're close enough to them. So, I guess grenades now come with a please stand close proximity clause. What is this? The fine print of an insurance policy. And then there are some of the animations. Oh boy, the animations. Especially in the second mission, where you're planting explosives. It's like watching someone try to dance with 2 left feet. Non-fluid, awkward, and almost as if the game itself is trying to decide if it wants to be an action game or a comedy. And those are just a few of the bugs I've discovered. There are more, believe me. It's like a Where's Waldo of glitches and coding mishaps. And it all just adds up to the feeling that the developers were sprinting to meet a deadline and tripped over their own feet at the finish line. I mean, I'd be happy to help them fix these. Just send me an email, guys. Or at least let me rant some more. Overall, though, I have to say the game's got potential. You do feel like a badass sniper working for some shadowy organization, and the variety in gameplay styles can lead to some epic moments. You know, the kind of plays that make you want to clip and upload them to YouTube just to show off. But as much as I want to love it, every time I start really getting into the groove, another bug shows up like an uninvited guest at a party and just ruins the vibe. It's like, hey, I'm having a great time. Oh, never mind. Here's another glitch. It's a shame, really. The game has its moments where it shines, but you have to wade through a minefield of bugs to get there. And for someone like me, who's a bit of a perfectionist, it's frustrating. It was fun while it lasted, but I just can't get myself to finish it. The story isn't particularly captivating. It's more of a sniping simulator with no deep lore or anything special to keep me hooked for the long haul. So, what's the final verdict on Sniper Ghost Warrior contracts for low-end PC users like us? Honestly, it's got potential. It makes you feel like a badass sniper hired by some shady organization, and there's a decent variety in gameplay. You can pull off some pretty sick plays if you're feeling flashy, perfect for showing off on YouTube, am I right? And it's a big but, the bugs are a deal breaker. The more you play, the more these little annoyances pile up, and it starts to ruin the experience. What's worse is that the story doesn't really hook you in either. It's more of a sniping simulator than a deep narrative experience. It starts off strong, but after a few hours, it's like, do I really want to finish this? I wanted to love this game, I really did, but after all those bugs and the lack of real story depth, it's tough to stick with it. So, if you've got a low-end PC and a lot of patience, give it a shot. But if you're looking for a polished experience, maybe keep your sights set elsewhere. Alright, folks, that's it for today's review. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more low-end PC gameplay reviews. Drop a comment if you've played Sniper Ghost Warrior contracts, and let me know if you found more bugs than I did. Maybe we should start a club. Until next time, keep gaming, keep tweaking those settings, and remember, don't let your dreams be memes.
Data is secure. On the move. Well. I see multiple hostiles. A quick reaction force.
Can you wipe them out now? Catch them unawares?